very pleased to be able to introduce you today to Australia's #1 UFC fighter, Robert Whittaker. Have a seat, get comfortable. Well, it's a pleasure to have you today, and I think we'd really love to get to know you a little bit better before we talk about your achievements. So I did hear that when you did start, your father is a real big believer in martial arts, and he got you to start doing martial arts lessons. But before that, did you ever think of it as something to do or a career?
I think every young kid, thinks about fighting or martial arts at some point. But my father himself did Taekwondo, and my parents both of them believe that getting a martial arts background is good for self-defense. I wasn't harassed too much, but I was bullied a little bit. I think all kids are, at a certain extent. But I think all martial arts are a good foundation for kids to learn that discipline and self-defense they need.
Yeah. So any bullying? Were they a bit afraid of you at school because you were doing martial arts?
Not really. I wasn't always the biggest kid, and I wasn't always good at martial arts. So you got to start somewhere. But I eventually grew into my skin and got a bit bigger, and the bully became the bully, I guess.
There you go. The truth comes out now. But did you ever think of it as a career? Because I think there's a big difference in dedication to doing lessons as a kid to making it professional.
Yeah, no, the career choice actually comes from inevitability really, because I did football my whole life as well, NRL, and I always kind of pursued that, but I was also doing martial arts as a side thing, and as I got into MMA and started competing in MMA and doing octagon fighting and whatnot, I realised I'm actually quite good at this, and then one thing led to another. The show, The Ultimate Fighter, came to Australia, and I put my hand up for that, and after a string of events, here I am.
Well, it's all happened for a reason for you. And you've been doing this for a while, so have you had any problems with haters or bullying now in your career?
No, definitely not.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely not.
Good, well, touch wood, it doesn't happen. Now, I have looked at your fight records, and wow, you've won a lot of fights, so congratulations. But when you do lose, how does that make you feel? Does it kind of knock you back mentally a little bit and take you a little bit of time to get back into it? Or are you like, hey, I'm going to do it?
100%. I think all losses are kind of, they always have to take a step back and look at what you've done and look at and try and find out why what happened. Every loss opens your eyes more. They say you learn more from a loss than a win, and I'm 100% for that. Assuming you did the right things leading up to the loss. Losing sucks. I think anyone who competes in anything will say losing sucks. Directly after the fight, I feel like crying. I feel like just going into a hole and burying myself a bit. But you got to get back to the drawing board. You got to go back to your coaching staff. You got to lay out the foundations for the next camp, the next prep, the next fight, and just keep playing along.
Yeah, and you prove you're a pro when you do win. And I think we'd all love to know here today, what is your fitness regime?
My fitness regime, it's hard to say. I wasn't always as in depth as I am now, and I think as I've grown as a fighter and grown as a professional athlete, I've adapted new different types of fitness regimes. But anyone who knows what mixed martial arts is knows that there's a lot of different martial arts involved. I do a lot of wrestling, a lot of jiu-jitsu, a lot of kickboxing, and I get a lot of fitness from that. But I also have dedicated strength and conditioning sessions, and dedicated fitness sessions, and it's a full-time career.
And when it comes to food, do you have any cheat days? Do you have like a favourite cheat meal that you love to have?
That's probably my biggest weakness, is that I'm a glutton. So and I blame my food genes, to be honest. I have a big problem with eating and controlling the portions and controlling what I'm eating in general. That's probably one thing why I moved up to middleweight as well, because so you can eat a lot more really, and you can get away with a bit more. But I like all foods. I'm really big into deep fried fast foods, fatty foods. I think everyone is, but I particularly like it. So
maybe have like a chicken schnitzel here today, and
more than meat pies really. I'm like a big meat pie fan. I was just looking at them heating up, and I was like,
well, that's a good choice. Showing you very Aussie. And with something that's so extreme like what you're doing, you've obviously had a lot of injuries. Is there anything you haven't injured yet?
You know, surprisingly, I've been pretty lucky. You know, in our sport, training is like a big thing, and a lot of athletes get injured in the training. And surprisingly, I haven't had too many issues. You know, I've torn a couple of ligaments and whatnot, but I've had no serious injuries that have put me out for a long time. The biggest thing would be my hand that I've broken repeatedly. And I recently got surgery on, but you know, I'm looking to come back very soon. And yeah.
Show us what you got. Getting back into the training, obviously, hard. And from doing my research and meeting your lovely wife today, you do have a wife and child at home. Do you find it challenging to go from, you know, that fighter that wants to win more than anything to that loving husband and father at home? And how do you make that transition?
A lot of people are different, a lot of athletes are different. I find it really easy, to be honest. I come home to my family, I come home to my son, and I separate the two almost instantly. You know, I'm in a different world then. You know, they truly are my support. They keep me, you know, motivated and upbeat, and absolutely knackered after training, and to the point when I don't want to move, I don't want to speak to people, and I'm just kind of clugging along.
Yeah. So maybe that time with the family's like, this is exactly what I need.
Yeah, family's really important for me.
Recharge.
They're absolutely everything to me. They keep like my positive manner.
Yeah, keep you humble. And what do they think about all this? Are they scared every single time that you fight?
It's hard to speak for my wife. You know, I'm sure she has concerns, and you know, it's funny because I haven't received a serious whooping yet. You know, it's coming. There's a whooping coming for everyone, but you know, I've been on the lucky end of the punches usually, and yeah, I suppose it's hard. I don't know how she does it. If I had to watch my son fight, there's absolutely no way I'd cope with it well, but she does cope with it. You know, she keeps me strong, she keeps me supported, and yeah, you know, I really appreciate that.
Very lucky. It's good that you appreciate it. And I did see on Instagram about a month ago you were at an event to help prevent suicide. Is that something that means a lot to you?
You know, charities in general, I really try to get behind. You know, I think all good things are, you know, things to try and get behind. And if you're in a position to help someone, or even just get awareness for some sort of, whether it's a disease or bullying or suicidal awareness, I think it's always good to get behind those and do what you can. You know, especially people in a position to be able to do that, like myself and other, you know, athletes and celebrities and whatnot. It's good to get behind that sort of stuff. You know, really make it aware and bring it to light, and just show the people, you know, we're still thinking of it.
And have you had any person close to you pass away from suicide?
I can't. I think maybe. I'm generally the sort of dude that if something bad happens, I just push it way back into the furthest recesses of my mind and try and forget about it.
Sometimes that's a good thing, then. Keep you focused on that fight, right? Yeah. Now, in the future, is there any person in particular that you would like to fight next?
Yeah, they said that the UFC is coming to Australia later on in the year, and you know, lately I've been really thinking about fighting Yoel Romero. He's he's in my sights. Like, I've been really thinking about it lately, and I really want to fight him. I think that'll be fun. But apart from that, anyone who's in the top 5, I want to punch on with. You know, it'll be fun.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you achieve in the future. We'll keep a lookout.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. But for everyone, Rob will be here till 2 o'clock, so come meet him. He'll sign some autographs for you guys near the TAB, and it'll be a great opportunity to ask any questions that you have personally. Great. Have a great afternoon, everyone.